but with the shirt, the patterns, there's just a lot,
There's a lot
going on.
That's true. I feel like we need color though, because with the lights and like the way that the camera picks up on the lighting, it looks very like yellow. And then with this being also yellow and then our skin also being yellow, it's like a lot of the like yellow color. So this and the microphones and this bring a little dimension.
Yeah, you're so right.
You're so right, I know. Delusional. Wow, I can't even talk. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Polite as Fuck.
We just watched Wicked, so Ellie's now
I'm a singer.
singing.
I'm a theater kid. Love theater.
I fully, you could have been.
A theater kid?
Yeah.
I mean, probably at heart, such a weirdo, so.
No, I feel like you would have been really good.
Probably.
You want to be an actress?
I did. I feel like I'd be good at it now, but as a child, it was like, no, it was such a bitch.
Still I feel like that's what's needed.
Yeah, I guess.
You need to have that backbone.
Very true. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll be a theater kid. I'll be the next Galinda. Galinda. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope you guys are doing good. Our 10 and 10 today is going to be a few like life updates, things like that, and then we'll dive into our ep. So yeah. I can go first.
Okay, great. Because when I said life updates, I guess I didn't realize we were formatting it.
I didn't format. I was just saying like in replace of. No. We don't have to.
I need to write 5 things down right now.
No. I feel like I need a format or like to write a few things down because I'm like, if you were to ask me what's new in my life, the answer would be nothing. I'm like, I haven't done anything. Nothing's new. But I feel like there's been a few things. I feel like I've been in a very artsy mood, just all around, not even like painting or drawing or anything like that. And I looked back on some of the goals that I wrote down for this year, and one of them was like a painting series. And so I finished like one part of it, and I have an idea for a few other parts. And so I feel like it's just constantly in my head about like certain things. Even when I'm out, I'm like, this is like such a good picture, or this would be like such a great, I don't even know, like certain things like that are really like calling my attention lately, and it's been taken over. So
I love that. I loved on our walk how you pointed out the tree
and
the spider, and I feel like that's cool that you are seeing those things because you're thinking about it probably for your painting.
So I feel like, I feel like I haven't really mentioned that because in my mind I'm like, that's nothing, but in reality, compared to all the other bullshit I've been fucking spewing on the pod, I feel like that is worthy of something that's been like going on and a little bit of a life update for me. So that's like,
I love that,
a thing.
I feel like I've been really slowing down in my life recently.
That's good.
And it's felt really good. I feel like I don't know if maybe because our house is so hot, I'm like not sleeping well, but I am trying to just listen to my body and go slow and not overdo it and not overcommit to things, and it's felt really nice. I've been reading The Women, which is honestly such a good book. I'm like so excited to get home from the beach so I can read, which is how I felt yesterday. And going to bed at most days a reasonable hour. It's felt really nice. I feel like I have been invited to do things that I feel bad saying no to, but at the same time I'm like, I just know my energy level right now and how I would be, and I wouldn't have a great time, and I probably wouldn't be much of like a addition to the setting.
Yeah.
So
I feel like you've been talking about that for a while, so I think like even I'm starting to notice like the slowdown. It's nice. I feel like what were we doing recently? Was it Thursday or something? Yeah, because we ended up not doing anything. But I was like going back and forth on whether or not I wanted to do something after work. And then I was like, well, Erica's, probably busy. And I came home and I'm like, what are you up to for the rest of the day? And you're like, nothing. I was like, oh, cool. Surprise.
Yeah, it's felt nice. I feel like I haven't had like days of free time in a minute.
Yeah. We've been swimming more. Erica and I just went on for a bay swim this morning, and I feel like we've been hitting the pool a lot more. We said we wanted to. You said it, and I've said it a few times, and so we're finally like doing it, and it's been really nice. I enjoy being out. The public What baffles me about San Diego is like how outdoorsy it is and how outdoorsy it's not. Like, how is it that Nevada, even Oregon and Washington have these like extravagant outdoor, really nice pools for like not cheap, but like reasonable, I would say. Like, even membership drop-in prices are reasonable. San Diego, what the fuck are you doing? First of all, the only nice pool that we've been to isn't even 25 fucking yards. It's 22 yards, 22 and a half. Like, who does that math? Like, the whole thing is messed up. Your count is off. It's just so dramatic. It's like, come on. And then all of the other public ones are disgusting.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
And small, like, but they have all of these other, like, it's summer, so they have all these like swim activities, like, not club, like kid, you know, summer camp programs and things like that. So there's like kids, which is fine, but like make it bigger. It's like you have this huge piece of land that you've put this small little pool, and then everything else is like concrete.
Cement,
I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, you could have easily fit 4 other pools here and it'd be like a nice pool. And apparently no one in San Diego knows how to use one of those like pool cleaner uppers, because it's I am afraid to get stung by bees, like, in swimming. It's insane. Like, how is it that the bay was nicer than some of the pools? Like, it's crazy. But, again, not that negative side. Swimming has been nice.
It has felt really good. And especially this past week or so, it is so hot. You probably see the sweat stashes forming on us.
Seriously.
And it's just felt really good to get in the water and, like, loosen up.
Yeah.
I love that.
Do some like different workouts and things.
Yeah. This was just kind of a funny moment that I wanted to share, because Ellie and I were driving back from our swim this morning, and Ellie was driving, and we were watching 2 cars about to merge into each other into one lane, and we were kind of boxed in. Like, there really wasn't anything we could have done, and like they were so close that like even you slamming on your brakes, we would have hit them.
Yeah.
Just grabbed each other's hands. And I just thought, I was like, I love that that's... neither of us screamed.
No.
We didn't.
Because I did the, like, you know, like the Jesus arm, and then, like, you went like this, and then I went like this, and we're just like, we're going to commit to this death right now. This is crazy.
And I just love that is how, if we're in another life threatening? Is that
situation, yeah. Or like experience that we would do that.
That we would just hold hands and go out together.
It was like silent, like no one screamed. Like, it was just like a moment that we had, and then like this, and then we like let go and started laughing. And I was like, we were literally just about to walk into heaven holding hands. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That would have been awesome. Not that I want that to happen. I was just like, what a way to like both of us. Like,
if I'm not gonna fall, or if I'm not gonna pass away in my sleep, I'd rather go out that
like
way.
that. Oh my gosh, for real. No, that was so funny. But there have been so many like crazy drivers in San Diego recently.
Yeah.
Like on the 8, I've seen so many accidents on the way to work that I've like been able to avoid or kind of like skirt around, and I'm just like, everybody just needs to, including myself probably, needs to like slow down. And like, I honestly take the back roads now, even though it takes a little bit longer, because it slows me down. It's more of like a vibe, I'd say, and I just get away from all of that. Like, it is crazy on the highway sometimes. I'm like, you guys just, it's okay.
Yeah, I've been in PB more this past 2 weeks than I have in a long time, and someone made the comment, one of our friends was like, I hate driving in PB because everyone just thinks that like where they're going is the most important part of the day. And I do think that's kind of an attitude in a lot of San Diego, but it's especially in PB where, and I've noticed it, I'm like, wow, you're really going to swerve around me to get in front of me for the red light, or like, I don't know, like roll through the stop sign. There's clearly someone on a bike coming, and like, just chill for 1 second. It's okay. But I think like when we saw that, I don't know what was happening earlier with that girl flipping off the car when she was like doing laps in the crosswalk.
Yeah.
But it just, I'm like, why is everyone so like I'm the most important, and you, whatever you're doing doesn't matter. Like, that's the attitude that I'm getting. And I'm like, if we could just all chill.
Yeah, please
And
stop. And like, there's this intersection by our house, which literally, like, you cannot block that intersection because it's an on ramp and off ramp to like the freeway. And this gentleman was getting, I don't really know how to explain. I don't want to make it too long of a story, but I was waiting. The light was green, but I'm not going to go in because I don't want to block the intersection. And I know that people are going to come, but the light has been green and green and green. And this car is behind me, and I can tell that he's getting upset, but I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I'm not going to put myself at risk because you're a man that can't control their emotions. And so finally, like, the light goes through the cycle, and the next time it goes green, there's still nowhere to go until the other light in front of them turns green. So I watch it turn green, and then that's when I inch my way forward until I look into my rear view and see that he is out of his car walking to my car. And I'm like, one, Ellie, be more aware. And two, like, I was 2 seconds away to having some random man come knock on my window. Like, calm down, one. And two, like, just stop.
Yeah.
Just stop. Just stop. For what? And also, like, he knock on my window. Knock on my window.
Do you have pepper spray?
I do, but also, like, I have this. I'd kill you with my words. Knock on my window to tell you go. I'll teach you how the laws of the road. Motherfucker, sit down.
No, that's literally, it's insane.
Getting heated. I'm literally like sitting down, like squeezing my hand. I'm so frustrated. But it's just the drivers. That's a life update.
Yeah,
That's what
California
we've been dealing
drivers
with.
still suck. Turns out.
Out.
But I've turned into one because who was I? I was driving somewhere. Oh, I was driving back from camping over the 4th, and Savannah was like caravanning behind me.
Yeah.
And when we got to the next stop where we were meeting, she was like, wow, you drive like you're from California. Like, I was going like 90 miles an hour, going around people. I mean, it was like, you know, when it's the one lane, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go around you. I'm not waiting here.
Well, remember when this was back when I had my Jeep, but do you remember when we caravanned or whatever back home? Uh-huh. And you were like sitting at Starbucks for like 10 minutes, and then I'm just like pulling into the like, thing, and you're like, girl, like, my coffee's gone. I'm going to keep going. And I'm like, okay.
I don't know what it is. I think it's because I know those roads really well, too. So I'm like not scared to do what is that called? Like a blind pass or something? I
guess. Yeah, I don't know. That makes sense. I have no idea. I was more of a crazy driver when I had my truck when I was 16 years old than I am now. Like, I am I don't know. I think a few family members have been in, like, accidents. It's just, like, so scary. Also, just, like, the thought of, like, dealing with that is, like, so scary. But I remember on the 395, in my truck, I would be doing those, like, to like semis, just like there was no tomorrow. Just yeah.
Sorry.
The driver's done.
Driver's done.
Oh man, did I have any more? I feel like I had a few more. I think I mentioned this in what I'm trying to manifest for August, but just trying to be more positive. Eric and I were just talking about this, but I just don't like the word positive. I just maybe like more authentic, balance, just really trying to take everything in on like both sides instead of constantly seeing the negative. And I had made the comment to Erica is like, sometimes that's my humor, is to just see a negative side and make a comment, but also to try not to walk the line of like being funny, but also like an energy drainer. So I feel like I've just been really working on that. So we'll see.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Mine might like segue into our episode, but I have been trying to be okay with my life not going how I was thinking it was gonna go, which has been really hard. I think you're working on your positivity and I'm working on accepting where I'm at, I guess.
We can like make this another episode, but like you mentioned at brunch today, like timelines. I'm just curious, like, when, and I know there's not like an exact date or age, but like when did you feel like you weren't on like, not like the path that you had made yourself, the timeline that you made yourself, like when did you feel like you weren't on that? Do you have like a moment or something of like...
It's interesting because I feel like I haven't even thought of my like life or like especially when it comes to relationships. I don't think I've been thinking in terms of a timeline. But I think because I was just with someone who was so like on such a timeline in their thinking, and not that that made me that way, but I guess it feels like, okay, I got out of my last relationship 3-4 years ago, and now I just got out of another relationship, and it's like, how many more of these am I gonna go through?
Literally.
So, and I think the comment I made at brunch of like, I'm just ready to like have a partner is not that I like am not okay being by myself, because obviously like I am, or I would have like stayed in the relationship, but like I am feeling a little bit, and I don't know, it's just my current state of like, I'm kind of over it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I didn't take it as like I need something right now, but I do think like it's interesting that you just brought that up, because it surprised me a little bit, because I was like, I never pictured you to be, obviously I don't know everything that's going on in your head, but I'm like, I never pictured you, nor had we have the conversation of timeline. And it's just interesting how like I feel like I abandoned that timeline ship a long time ago, but it still like stings just the same. And so I wondered if like that was where you were at as well. And just like, yeah, I don't know, like there is this like this year, I don't know what it is, this sense of pressure that's coming out of nowhere, but for like random things that I am putting on myself, and I think that you're putting on yourself. And it's hard because we're both very intelligent women, and so we're like, we know that there is no timeline, and we're very happy with how we are, but it is like a goddamn, I'm over it.
Yeah, I think too, and it's hard, like obviously comparison is the thief of joy, and you know, blah blah blah, whatever, but at the same time, when a lot of our friends are like early 30s, engaged, getting married, having kids, and I'm like, not saying that I'm not like coveting their life, I'm not saying that's what I want, but it's more of like, yeah, we went out this weekend and got really drunk, and they're like, oh yeah, we like bought this thing for the house, and like, I don't know, we decided, and I'm like, cute.
Yeah. Cute. Different. I know.
I love that for you.
We will definitely, I feel like that would be a good episode, because I could really talk about like timelines and all of that, but it was just an interesting conversation. And I think like kind of like pivoting to what we're talking about today, of just, it's just so like, when it comes to dating and like finding, and when you're in and out, it's just like can be exhausting, and it's a lot. And I think that's kind of where we're both at now, but it's just part of life and how it happens. But I do think that when we do date, there are certain like things that we do, and I just thought it would be fun to make an episode of it. And I don't really know what made me think of this, but there are just like certain weird, not even weird, but things that I think everyone does before a date, or even while you're dating, like these like rules or rituals that we have. And so I thought we could share some of ours, and then of course like see what Reddit had to say about it.
Love it. I feel like I haven't gone on like a proper date in a minute.
Yeah, me too. Same. I wouldn't
like,
even know what to do.
Whatever you define a proper date as, I don't know, like you or them asking, like you're asking someone out, you're getting ready, you're nervous, you're meeting them for the first time, you're going to whatever the thing is, like. But I do remember, I'm not that old, I do remember what it's like.
Years.
I think a thing for me, and obviously I don't do this every time, but in some of my more recent dating, is like getting an outfit, or just like being really excited about whatever the outfit is that I'm wearing for the date, and like thinking about it probably like a while before, whether it's like buying a new like piece of jewelry, or like I don't know, trying different things on in my room and being like, okay, this is going to be really cute. And like feeling excited about whatever the outfit is that I'm going to wear. I feel like that I plan ahead of time.
Yeah.
Pretty far.
Yeah. To that point, I do think that I need to do something a little different or a little off for a date. I feel like my style and how I do my makeup is very similar day to day to day. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to a date, I want to like wear something that's like, or you know, something that's like a little different than like my usual, whether it's like an eyeliner or a different like lip color, which I like a lip color. Let's just start there. I don't know why I said a different, just like put on lips or something, or like have a different hairstyle. That way, like in my mind, it feels different than like going out for brunch in the morning with like a group of friends or something like that. That way it just like has that like,
feels special.
Yes. Yeah. I also think like having, it kind of depends on the date, but I think my more successful dates have, and I don't know if I promote this or not, but I do think it's something that has like worked for me, is just having one drink, more like a glass of wine, because I feel like
before the date or on the date.
I don't think I've ever had a glass of wine before a date. I wouldn't like, if I were a dater, I would, because it would just, and then that way I don't have to worry about like ordering a drink there. I have it here. I think it just, most of the time I'm driving to wherever I'm going. So the ones that I'm talking about are like having a drink, a glass of wine, like on the date, but I'm not opposed to the pre-date drink either, because I just feel like it loosens me. I become a little bit more myself. Again, that like sounds so bad to say, but it's worked.
Takes the edge off.
Yeah.
Helps with the nerves.
And I do think a lot of people relate to that. Maybe not now, because I think a lot more people are trying not to drink as much, which is great. But I do think that that is like a relatable statement of just like one drink before or on, just to like put your walls down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like some of the better dates that I've been on have also been when I've had a bit of time in between. Like, I'm not going straight from work to the date. Mm-hmm. I like have a second to like feel put together and like, I don't know, kind of settle into my body and feel excited, because there was one day where I went on 3 dates in one day. And by the last date, I was like so over it. I almost bailed on it, and it was just too much. So I think having some time to like, I don't know, have a slow morning or just time with yourself before you're like, okay, I just exerted all this energy with these people, and now I need to go like meet someone for the first time and put my best foot forward and try and be entertaining or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Having some time by yourself, I think, is good before a date.
Yeah. I always try to get to a date early. I think, like, okay, this is so bad. I'll get there early, but then I won't say, like, I'll be, like, 2 minutes late. Because I don't want to be the first one there. But I also, like, want to make sure I have like good parking. I want to scope out the spot. I want to like see what like the vibes are, or like where we're gonna be, or I don't know, like I just like getting there early, and I can clock whether you like walk, skate, ride a bike, drive. Like I can see how you also arrive. Which I think is helpful. I will have to say, this one time I was really late for the day. I thought he was gonna cancel. I would not have been like mad at him whatsoever, and it like was actually an okay date, so I'm like surprised that that happened. But I was like, oh, normally maybe I'll just come late now. Actually, that should be my new ritual, and not go early as late.
Yeah. I don't want to steal yours.
No, you can steal mine.
But in talking about like body hair,
shaving,
I do shave, and I like, to each their own. I don't love having body hair on me. I feel more comfortable when I'm shaved. Same. And I will usually, to your point that hasn't been said on the podcast, but I usually don't shave like my bikini area on a first date either. I think it like, if things are going so well, See, I'm not necessarily opposed to a first date, like, intimacy, but, like, then I would be like, okay, then you need to be okay with my body this way. That's where
So
my
true.
mind goes.
So true. That's where my mind is now. I made the comment of like I would shave, like I was like full body shave, and then our friend was like, your eyebrows. Just imagine, just like completely bald. No, I would do like a ritual of mine would do a full body shave before a date, and like I do feel more confident, especially if my legs, like my thighs, like that itchy. I just don't like that, and so I feel more confident. But I feel I haven't been dating as much like this past like year for sure, but I feel like it's been still like armpit leg shave for sure, but like I'm not about to like fully shave my vagina before a date because I in my mind I'm like equals sex like equals doing something, and I don't necessarily like want to do that right now, and I have in the past, and it's been successful sometimes, not as successful, fun, not so fun, and I just like where I'm at right now, that's not where I like what I want to do. So I'm like, if I just don't do it, then it won't. And then to your point that if the connection is so good and that I'm really feeling it and I do want to take it to that next, it's like knowing that I'm so comfortable that with that person that they accept me for however it looks down there. Whatever's happening. But yeah, I think that's a common one too, is like doing something just like that makes you, even like I feel like guys would say the same thing of just like pre-date shaving or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
This is weird. I definitely like to pump myself up and listen to music, but I think as I'm getting a little bit closer to the date, whether I'm like walking or driving, I'll actually like just be in silence, because I just, to go kind of to your point of like going to work straight into a date, like listening to like music and being pumped up in my mind is just like that, like I need like a second to just like gather my thoughts and just like be in the moment and like, I don't know, collect myself before going like straight from like fucking crazy house music into like slamming the door and going into the date. I like the silence. So I definitely like it'll be like a quiet like last few minutes of the drive.
I love that.
And then actually that was it.
Okay. Yeah, because I have like post-date stuff that I do, but so when I looked on Reddit, a surprising number of people say that they like masturbate before a date.
Yes! I'm so glad you brought this up. Fuck, I meant to ask that this morning. Yes. It's not part of my ritual, but I feel like
it makes sense.
100%. 100%. Especially for a dude. Like, get it out of the way, your mind is clear. Like, and I feel way more, I'm like a like bright, fresh new flower.
Yeah, honestly, the amount of posts that I read, I was like, where have I been? Why haven't I done that before?
Also, like, guys, like, a few guys, like, that I've talked to, and even some of the, like, podcasts or clips that I come across talk about, like, post-nut regret. I don't necessarily understand that, and so if someone could explain that to me, that would be awesome. I mean, obviously, I know what that means, but, like, that feels like traumatic. Like they're saying that as soon as they come, they are like regretful of their like nut, I guess, the post nut regret. And I'm like, I don't like, you feel like shamed. I don't ever feel that ever. Like, in fact, I feel refreshed. Yeah. So I don't understand, but it's like a thing. So I don't know if guys would want to like feel regretful before going on a date, but I feel like
every time, or is it just like,
well, I feel like
I thought it was like post-nut clarity. Isn't that a thing? And then maybe. It's like, maybe that's where the regret comes in, because they're like, why did I just hook up with this person? Or like, why did I
maybe like you're
that?
So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I should ask them. All right, well, masturbate before a date. I feel like that is smart, honestly. I like that. I just like, it just seems so, I don't know, like to time it, I guess. I don't know, whatever. What were some of the other ones?
There were actually a few, and they were just kind of like, I guess, very straight to the point. Someone said, shit, shave everywhere, shower, pray, cry. And like, Kind of what we're saying right now. And another person said, first date anti-gas pill. I don't know what it is about first dates,
No,
but
that's
I always have
so
to hold
smart.
in a massive fart.
That's smart.
So yeah, I guess if you can go to the bathroom, make sure your bowels are clear, you'll be feeling good.
Oh wow, your journal post date 8 is on here. From How to Not Die Alone. I love that.
It's a good, yeah.
That's like we can talk about that for the post though.
Someone also said, like, ask whoever to meet you at the spot, but then go there earlier, like you're just there to hang out. So then you maybe would feel more comfortable. I feel like if you're feeling, I don't know, really nervous about it, like, go there, get a drink, or, like, get an appetizer or something. I don't know that that's something I would do, but I could see if you're feeling, like, super nervous that could be helpful.
Yeah. I do like knowing things, like knowing where I am, knowing like what to order. I do like going to a new spot, but it is, I don't know if I would go like beforehand and order something, but I wouldn't be opposed to go I would more prefer to go somewhere that I've already been, because then it's like that comfortability of just like, oh, I know what to get. I don't feel like, all over the place, like a new spot and a new menu.
Yeah,
you get flustered so quick.
To make, for sure.
Okay, I do have to share this. I don't know if you saw this, but this shit was so funny. Obviously a joke, but I'm gonna read it for you guys for some pre-date rituals. Number 1, smoke only a little crack. You want to have a pep in your step, but not too much. Shave half your head, front half, back half, either side. This tells your date that you're giving her options. She can choose to look at whatever she pleases. Send a picture of your flaccid penis to your date beforehand. This signifies that you aren't a pervert and you aren't erect, therefore respect her boundaries. Start a small fire at the designated location. Not only does it provide some excitement for the date, it allows for some witty quips. Or e.g. whatever that means. Oh, example. Things are really heating up between us. Bro, what? This is hilarious. Lastly, prepare to discuss controversial topics. Women like men who are straightforward and challenging. A good go-to topic is how women's suffrage directly correlates with global warming.
See, but the thing is, you know who wrote that? Well, you don't know, actually. That would be a total creep. I feel like someone who has, like, humor like that, I'm like, you must be somewhat intellectually stimulating in conversation if you can, like, come up with stuff like that.
It's really funny. I thought it was funny.
I really like that. I think those are the only, like, pre-date ones I have.
Yeah.
Oh, I did screenshot one that said, tell myself repeatedly not to make any jokes about killing myself on the date. I'm not suicidal, I just have an awful sense of humor.
So true. That's me.
So after a date, what do you do?
I think we're opposite. I really try to, like, not let it go, but not to think about it too much. I really just, like, kind of want to separate myself and then maybe think, like, come back to it a day like later, because I just don't want to. I have a tendency, I do this every time, every social interaction, where I will overthink everything, every situation, everything that was said, and like then walk away with like almost of like not like I've warped the memory inside my head to like not be an enjoyable time, because I've just been like, oh, I said that weird and I did this and this and this and that was weird and da 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 da, and it's like it kind of happened, but like not really. Everything that was enjoyable about that moment has now left my brain. So I try not to do that when it comes to like a first date or even going on any date, of just like coming home and just being like, well, that was fun, and then like trying to shut my brain off, which I feel like is the opposite of what you have done in the past. Yeah. I also just like try to like ride the wave, like whether it was like a good or a bad date, you're always kind of coming off of a high, so I try to like just take that like as it comes. I've also taken some of my best selfies after a date. Okay. So I think like a ritual of mine is like to take a picture, just like you already look good. The date's already over, whether it went well or not. Most of the time you like know, but sometimes you're in that awkward like, will he want to see me again? I don't know. Like, we'll see what happens. So you're kind of just like, like, see what happens. Like, picture, which always like comes out really great. And so, yeah, those are mine.
That. Yeah, the post-date 8 I feel like was really helpful, and I definitely wasn't doing that the year prior when I was going on a bunch of dates. I feel like I had a lot more intentionality with dating last year. Last year, I guess.
Yep.
And I do think it was helpful for me to just like actually process, because I can make excuses for people. That's my problem of like, they were just doing that because they were nervous, or like I'm like, I'll give them another chance, and even if I didn't feel great. And I do think like people on Reddit are also similar to you, of like, I don't want to put so much pressure on myself after a date to be like, now I need to analyze and know exactly how I feel and make a decision from it. But I do think it was helpful, even just like making a mental note of like, how do I feel in my body after this date? Like, am I on a high right now, or am I like so drained? And like, because I do think that kind of dictates the ritual of like, I'm gonna go home and like take a shower and have some tea and like do a face mask and just like really like calm down, because I feel like shit after that date. Or like, I'm gonna go grab drinks with friends now, maybe I want to like go watch a movie, like, you know, keep the energy high because you're feeling so good from the date. Because I don't think it can be the same every single time. Someone also, the first thing I have on here, if it was a good day, I masturbate once I get home. If it was a bad day, I go to the park or get myself an ice cream.
That's so relatable. Yeah. Yeah. Love that.
But I like this question. Someone said, after a first date, I ask myself, would I go on another first date with this person after getting to know them tonight, knowing what I know now? Removes a bunch of first date pressure, because the mental gymnastics is not an actual first date. It's just hanging out and deciding if I'd maybe go on a first date with them.
So
turns
true.
out a lot of people know, and some people, hell yeah, it makes parsing out feelings so much easier. Because I do think, yeah, especially if you meet someone online, like, the first time you're meeting them is not really a date. You're literally just, like, meeting them.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, now that I, like, have met them, would I want to go on a first date with them? And I think that's an interesting way to think about it.
Like, spacing out for a second, but I was just thinking about, like, our friend had mentioned, like, making sure people get home safe. And I'm like, I think this is a little different than like a ritual, but I do make, and we've said this before on the podcast, like, I will make note on whether or not you clock if I'm like made it home or not, whether the date was like good or bad. I think that's something that should be like a standard, universal, like, to me, it's like, you love women, but you don't like women, or like you are, what's this, that's not a saying, but like, you are interested in women, but you don't like women, kind of thing. That's that's not necessarily true, but to me, that's what it's giving.
Yeah.
But then I started to think, like, well, do I do that on the other hand? Well, sorry, one, it's not my job. Rude, Ellie. And then two, it's just like, I think my mind then started thinking of like, is there a ritual or a rule between like texting or like reaching out again? And I feel like there's this like unspoken like rule or ritual that we're like, both parties are trying to place, and I'm trying to find like where I fall on that, because I think I'm more of like the least communicative. Unless the date went really well, then I'm like, I don't even know, even still, like, I try not to jump the gun, because in my experience these past few years of being single is even like, it doesn't work out. So I'm like, I try not to just be like, oh, they texted, like, yay, because I'm like, that's happened before, and then like we make a plan and then I never hear from them again. So I do think that there is maybe not like a ritual, but almost, you know how like there's like, you don't sleep with someone until the third date. Like, these like rules and rituals just came out of nowhere. So I feel like the texting piece is like, this day and age is like third date rule of like, how do you communicate after a date, and like, what's your rule or ritual to like communicate with that person? And for me, I just go off them a lot of the times. And so I wish,
feel like I mirror people a lot.
Yeah. Which sometimes I'm like, maybe I should have like my own, like, it reminds me of the post-date 8 situation of like number 9, like, communicate to them, like, you know, just like a wrap up or like a continue on. And I can definitely can try to be a little bit more like, this is my ritual for this is like what I'm going to say or whatever, whether it was like good or bad. But I literally just like leave it up to them. So
yeah, this has been such a big piece in my reflection in the last few weeks of like, when I think about past relationships, and I'm not saying I should have stayed in those relationships, but a lot of my frustration that I've had in dating or whatever is like not feeling seen and heard. And then I have a very direct therapist who's like, well, what have you told them that you need and want? And I'm like, okay, well, not much. I was hoping they could just know.
Not mind readers.
And it's so hypocritical of me, and I know. Oh,
what? I just made a noise. You don't. Oh my
Whoa.
God. It's because I. Get over here. You're fine.
What's happening? I fully lost my train of
sorry.
thought. No, it's okay. What was I saying? Mind readers.
It's hypocritical.
Oh, it's hypocritical of me. But I do think I am an enabler of that behavior because I in the past, will like do so much for one person without them ever telling me that's what they need or want, and then get frustrated and build resentment when they don't do things back. But I also haven't told them what I need or want. So then it's like neither of us are actually really communicating.
What's annoying though in these situations, like not to play devil's advocate, but it's like, it's annoying because I think that I am like reading, like I'm picking up what they're putting down. Like I'm seeing things the way they like it, how they order their coffee, they like this clean, they want blah, 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 blah. So like in my mind, I'm like, these aren't gifts or anything. I'm just like, I listen, I hear, I see what you do. Can you? Thank you. And so in my mind, I'm like, why can't you do that for me? But it really is like, not that I'm going out of my way, but I am kind of almost going out of my way to really read into these little fine print here and like automatically assuming that they're doing the same when that's just not the case. We haven't communicated that.
Or even like it's like, sometimes it goes beyond just like, oh, that was like a nice gesture, like they're appreciative, whatever, thank you for doing that, to this like, well, I noticed your coffee order and so I got you this, and they're like, but I didn't tell you that's what I wanted, you know? Yeah. I think that it can go to a point where it's like, thanks for noticing, but like you also didn't ask me.
Yeah, so true. So very true. If I did enjoy the date, I try to think of other things I would enjoy doing with them. Because most of the time, they have planned the first date or gave the first date option. So I would like to come back with like a few options. But I don't want them to just be like the random stuff. Like I'm like, what would I actually, now that I know you a little bit, what would I like to do with you? And like what setting would I like to see you in that may be different? So maybe I just try to like start to envision those things of what I would want to do with them and if that would be fun.
No, that's a really good idea. I like that. Oh, one other one that someone said on here was that they send like a voice note to their friend or whatever, just kind of like recapping the date. And I do think that like journaling, we know it's helpful. I am not always that great. Like the post-date 8 was sometimes like a lot for me of like, I don't really want to write all this out right now and like talk about all my feelings. But I do think sending just like a voice note, and then you can listen back to it in a few days and be like, I sounded really excited after that, or like I was saying good things, but I can tell that I was not like stoked or however. And it's also helpful to, I think, have, I don't know, dating is just kind of sucks. Yeah. So it's like nice to like have camaraderie with a friend if you're sharing that. They don't even have to be single, but I like that idea, and I can definitely do better about recapping things, just like saying how it was, what we did, how did I feel.
We said this before too, and I like it a lot, and I try to do this after dates of have something already planned, whether it's like you said, drinks with friends, or even if you don't want to commit to an actual plan, like in your own day timeline, plan like the grocery store after or Target after, so you have something else to look forward to, and that it's not like your whole day was surrounded by this thing. Because I think whether it's a good date or a bad date, it's important to like separate. I don't know, again, I just have this tendency of spiraling of like, either spiral really, really good of like, oh my God, I just met my husband, or like, you know, spiral bad of like, oh my God, I'm never going to find anyone. And so I think having something to do after is nice. And because you're like already out, it's not necessarily like if you come home, like, yeah, you can turn on TV or something, but just like having a place to go after is helpful.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. And I think it's helpful too to remember like dating isn't the only thing in your life. You still have a lot of things going on for you, and you're still like you were doing fine before, you'll be fine after, whether or not it was a good date. So that's a good reminder.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Love that. Oh, man, well, this was fun.
Yeah, this was good.
I needed this.
I needed
lighthearted.
Like, oh yeah, there is
Hope.
There is hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel.
And it can be fun. Like when you have these like rituals and stuff, it just makes it a little bit more fun because you have stuff planned. And again, it just takes it away from it being like the sole focus of your fucking life. So
yeah, timelines. You gotta. I mean, I feel like we don't need to. We don't need to talk about it.
Oh, I love it.
We'll talk about it maybe next week.
Yeah.
So tune in. Go give us a 5-star review if you haven't already. Subscribe, like, share with your friends. Polite as Fuck Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.